Today I'll be showing you on how you can crochet your own granny square. So the first thing you'll need is a pair of scissors, a crochet hook, and make sure it correlates with your yarn. It should say it on the label, and I'm using a size 4.5mm. You can also use yarn of your choice. I'm using white, yellow, blue and purple yarn. And without further ado, let's get started. So to start off, I'm going to first make a magic circle. So keeping the tail end on the right, yarn end on the left, I loop the yarn end over my fingers like so, pinch the part where they both cross, put my hook through, then I like to yarn over the yarn end like so, and then pull that through the circle, turn it and chain one. To chain on, you literally just yarn over and pull through. Make sure the tail end is on the left. And then to start round one, I'm going to go ahead and chain 3, 2, 3, and that's our first double crochet. Now I'm going to make our second double crochet by yarning over, going into the magic circle, making sure you yarn over the tail end, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops on your hook, and yarn over, pull through the second 2 loops on your hook. And that is how you make a double crochet. I'm going to go ahead and make a second one, and then chain 1. And that's our first set done. And now what we're going to go ahead and do is make 3 more double crochets and a chain 1 in the magic circle. So I'm making my first double crochet, my second double crochet, my third, and then my chain 1. So it's basically the same pattern where you make 3 double crochets and a chain 1, and we'll be doing it 2 more times for the first round. So I'm making my first set of 3 double crochets and a chain 1. And now I'm starting on my second set. And remember to crochet over the tail end as well. It helps it keep everything more secure and together. And now that I've finished my last set, I'm going to go ahead and find the chain 3 we made at the start of the round and slip stitch into the top of that chain 3 by putting my hook through, yarning over, and then pulling that through and through the loop on my hook like so. And here we've just made a slip stitch. We're going to go ahead and slip stitch into the next 2 double crochets and chain 1 space as well. And to do that, literally put your hook through, yarn over, pull through the 2 loops on your hook, and then again into the next double crochet stitch. So put my hook through, yarn over, pull through, and pull through the loop on the hook, and do it one more time in the chain 1 space in the same way, and that is your first round complete. You also want to cut your yarn, leaving a decent sized tail. I've already cut my yarn at the end, and now I'm going to get my second colour, which is blue, and to start off I'm going to make a slip knot. And to make a slip knot, I like to keep the tail end on the right, yarn end on the left, put my 2 fingers and then turn them over to make a loop like so. Turn the loop down towards the tail end, and then pull that tail end through the loop, holding down on the tail end at the same time. If you let go, it will all go to pieces. So make sure you just hold everything tightly and pull that loop through, just like so. Now you have your own adjustable slip knot. Then I put it on my hook, pull it through onto my previous colour loop, and then I like to put my work face down onto the table, pull on the yarn end of the previous row, so the yellow, and then pull on the yarn end of the new colour, which is the blue, making sure to pull very tightly or you will get some bumps on your work. And then I like to tie the 2 ends together, leaving out the other end because that's separate. And I also like to just go ahead and make a double knot for more security. So now that we've done that, we've changed our colour. And now what I like to do is just go ahead and make a chain 3 and then pull the tail ends a little bit more, and then go ahead, yarn over and make 2 double crochets, making sure to crochet over the tail end. And here I didn't really go over the tail end, so I'm just redoing that and making my second double crochet because the chain 3 counts as a first. So I made my second double crochet and then my third. And because this is a corner, we're going to have to do the same thing twice. So after my third double crochet and my chain 1, I'm going to go ahead into that same chain 1 space and make 3 more double crochets and a chain 1. So here I'm just going into the chain 1 space, making a double crochet. So my first, then second, now third, and my chain 1. And now because we're making a square and this row only has 4 chain 1 spaces, all of them will be corners, so we'll have to do 2 3 double crochet chain 1s in every chain 1 space. So in the next chain 1 space, I'm going to go ahead and start off by making 3 double crochets in a chain 1, and then go into the same chain 1 space again and make 3 more double crochets and another chain 1. And just like that, you want to carry on doing it into the next chain 1 spaces as well. So now that I've done the second 2 chain 1 spaces, this is what your work should look like. I'm going to go ahead and make my chain 1 as well. And then I'm going to find the first chain 3 that we had made at the start of the row, and then go ahead and slip stitch into the top of that chain 3 by putting my hook into the top loop, yarning over, and then pulling through both loops on the hook, just like so. And now I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch into that first double crochet, then the next double crochet, and then again into the chain 1 space. And that is the end of our second round. And before we carry on, I'm just going to go ahead and pull on the tail end in the middle, just to make this magic circle a bit smaller. Now that I fixed that up a bit, this is how your work should look like, and it's looking more like a square now. So now it's time to change our colour, but before we do that, remember to cut off your yarn end, leaving a nice amount left over. So what I like to do again is just make a slip knot, and yes, I'm very fast at making slip knots. And make sure both loops, so first your original colour and then your new colour on the hook, and then loop that through, and then again pull the tail ends tightly, the blue end and then the yellow end, and then tie them both together, and again do the double knot. And then what I like to do is in that same chain 1 space over the yarn end, just make a slip knot like so, just to keep everything more secure. If you haven't done that on round 1, don't worry. And then sometimes it can leave a bump, so make sure to pull on the tail ends very tightly, but not too tight that you end up ripping it. So now I'm going to make a chain 3. So now what I'm going to do is go back into that chain 1 space over the tail end and make 2 more double crochets and a chain 1. And because it's a corner, I'm going to go back into that chain 1 space and then make 3 more double crochets and another chain 1. So the next chain 1 space we have here is a side, and when we do a side we only do 3 double crochets and chain 1 once. So I'm on my third double crochet and then chain 1, and now the next chain 1 is a corner, so we do it twice. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, chain 1, and then again 1, 2, 3, chain 1. Now that we're coming back to the side, on our next chain 1 space we only do 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets, 3 double crochet and a chain 1, and then when we get back to the corner we do it twice. And you just want to carry on doing that same thing all the way around, and I'll see you on the last side. So I've already actually ended the row, I'm sorry about that, but it's basically the same that we did in the previous row, where we slip stitch into the top of the chain 3 and then slip stitch into the next 2 double crochets, and like I've done here, slip stitch into that chain 1 space. And now that we've finished our third row, we're ready to move on the fourth, and I'm just going to again snip off the yarn end, making sure there's a good amount left, and then change colours again the same way, and I'm sure you guys know already. And now I'm just going to pull on the tail end and make a slip knot into the chain 1 space like so, and then make a chain 3 to start our fourth round. And so because we're starting in a corner, I'm going to make 2 more double crochets, chain 1, and then again in the same chain 1 space. And now our next chain 1 is on a side, the next chain 1 space, sorry. So we'll only be doing the set once, so second double crochet, third double crochet, chain 1, and then again into the next chain 1 space. And because again this is a side, we'll only be doing the set once, chain 1, and now into the next chain 1 space, and because this is a corner, we'll be making the set twice. So 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, and then again into the same space. And then again, because we're coming up to a side, we'll only be doing that once, and you just want to follow the pattern again all the way around, and I'll see you on when you guys are doing the last side. So now I've just got the last 2 chain 1 spaces left. So after I've made my corner, I'm going to go ahead and make 3 double crochets and a chain 1 in this chain 1 space. So 2, 3, and then a chain 1, and then in my next space make 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, and then chain 1. And then again, it's like always, you find the first 3 chains that you made at the start of the row, and then go ahead and put your hook into the top loop, and then yarn through, make a slip stitch, and then again slip stitch into the next 2 double crochets. So 1, and then 2, and then again into the chain 1 space. And that is our 4th round complete, and this is what your work should look like. And then cut off your yarn, and it's time to change colors again. So now it's our final color, and I'll be using white, and as you guys can tell, white is the border color. And then I like to slip stitch into that chain 1 space, making sure to go over the tail ends as well, just like so, pulling the tail ends together quite tightly to avoid any bumps. And then make a chain 3, and like always, this counts as the first double crochet of our row. I'm making my 2nd double crochet into that chain 1 space, and then my 3rd after I've tightened it a little, and then my chain 1, and then because it's a corner, we'll do the same thing again in that chain 1 space. First double crochet, 2nd double crochet, 3rd double crochet, and then again chain 1. And you can always just throw your tail ends to the side and then go into the next chain 1 space and make 3 double crochets and a chain 1. So now again into that next chain 1 space, we're making 3 double crochets and a chain 1. Remember, on the sides you don't need to do it twice. And then again. And now because we're getting to a corner, we'll do it 2 times. And then it's just the same thing. So on the sides you only do the set once, and in the corner you do the set twice, and you just want to go all the way around, and then I'll show you how to end the row and what I do to weave in and make the crochet square all neat. So before we end, I just have to do the one last chain space. So I'm going to go ahead, go into that chain 1 space, make 3 double crochets, 2, 3, and then chain 1, and then like always, find the first 3 chains that you made at the start of the row, go to the top of that chain 3, put your hook through and make a slip stitch, and then go into your 2nd double crochet, make a slip stitch, and then again into your 3rd double crochet and make a slip stitch, and then one last time into your chain 1 space and make a slip stitch. And this is what your work should have done so far. So what I'm just going to do is yarn over and pull through just like that and tie it off, and remember to cut the yarn before you do this, and then you can go ahead and weave the yarn however you like. For the other parts where we crocheted over, you can just directly cut them off. I'm not going to cut this one here, I'm just going to weave it in a little bit more actually. So now that I've just gotten rid of all of my ends, this is what the finished granny square product looks like, and it looks amazing. It works very well. I really hope this tutorial has been helpful. If it has, please like, subscribe and comment down below, and obviously if there are any issues with the tutorial, please let me know on how I can improve my videos. I am also recreating Joy's cardigan in her Hello music video, and these granny squares will be used for that cardigan. So if you would like to see the updates, so please keep up with my channel and subscribe, and you'll see more updates from that cardigan soon. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.